Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. I hope you're all fine and dandy. Just 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks, and then I shall be an orangutan dancing and prancing around in the jungle, rocking it out to some breakbeat chaos. If you haven't seen that meme, you won't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm talking about the end of the summer holidays and the return to normality. Makes me sound like the world's worst parent, and you know what? I'm probably in the top 10 on that front. Yeah, it sounds terrible, but that is just the nature of things. It's so difficult to get any regular casts out when I never get the house to myself, but hopefully things will be returning to normality soon enough for the casting front. I'm also going to get to do some more work on the next installment of the Protheon co-op mission. Speed has the next technical side of things all ironed out, just needs the voiceovers to proceed. So a couple of weeks I'll be able to get back involved with that. Very exciting stuff. Always nice to add new content to the community. Today's game is going to be a custom 1v1 low-level pro action, which is going to go down on Twin Rivers for a change, which is nice because I haven't had one of those in ages. So let's go on over to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. I used to be absolutely sick of Twin Rivers, not for any aesthetic or mechanical reason, but purely because I got so many replay submissions, and I haven't had any for a while. I think everyone has now just sat down and said, you know what, Guy, we're not going to send you anything but Seatons or Rohan now, so don't worry about it. It's fine. So as a result, I don't get any Twin Rivers matches. So it's nice to return here. Let's take a look at our players. Up here at the top right in Regal Purple, we have the theeggroll, and he is going Seraphim. Not his usual race, of course, as we can discern by the opening chat messages there. Doesn't know what he's doing because he's not rocking Cybrin. His decision. And I think it's a good one because Cybrin stuck, as we know. Anyway, he's opening first land, going to go second air there, and got 4 more land factories queued up after the fact. And his opponent down here in the bottom left, in the lurid green corner, is going to be Mephi, and he's opening first land, going second air, and third and fourth land after that. So there we are, and behold, minimap warriors, here we go. It is enabled for today's game. You have your wishes. I get so many people saying, Guile, why on earth don't you have the minimap up? You would miss so much less stuff if you had that to refer to. Well, I have an answer for you guys. You completely underestimate my ability to ignore this map and completely tunnel visioned on what's going on in the center of the game, very much the way I do when I used to play. Not that that happens anymore. Anyway, back to the game now. Engineers out, or a engineer out there to the center for the theeggroll. Couple of Selens en route as well, so he can get a bit of intel about what his opponent's doing when it comes to the reclaim. But you know what? He needn't have bothered, because for the moment it seems like Mephi has completely given up on the idea of going after that reclaim, which I've got to say is really surprising. A ton of mass in the central reservation there. You've got those, well, it's a couple of crash ghetto gunships by the looks of things, apart from this one wreck down there. I'm not actually sure what that is. That's terrible. Actually looks, no, I have no idea. But these are clearly labs, aren't they? Right, like blown up mech marines come out of a T2's transport, but a lot of mass to be scooped up there in the early game. And by the looks of things, Mephi is just giving it all to his opponent, which is a bold decision, but it's his to make if he wants to do it. And as a result of not seeing any contacts on the left-hand side of the map, theeggroll going to continue to press forward with that Selem. In fact, the waypoint marker is, don't want to go that way, mate, directly on top of Mephi's comm. But who am I to say what Terrence can and can't do? He's always been aggressive. In he comes now. It's not the size of the gun or even the width of your legs which makes you a dangerous unit in SupCom. It's how much courage you have in your heart. And I've got to say, this one, terrible camera work there, is very, very dangerous indeed. He's going straight after the NG. Mephi's going to have to cancel all of his build orders. That's what he was reluctant to do so, though. He manages to save the engineer. 7 hit points remain on that, but he's like, oh, man, now I've got to replace all that stuff to swat that fly. How very, very irritating, but that is the nature of things. And scout plane out to the rear plateau. In fact, bomber coming in as well for the egg roll. Couple of NGs clumped in the center. Could get a nice pick here. Bombs away. Is it going to get both of them? Yes, it is. Collateral damage. Radius of the explosion just large enough to take out that second one there. Now, needs another one to pay for himself. And if he gets the engineer on the rear plateau, he can really hold up production of Mephi. But a nice left turn is going to keep that engineer alive. Scout plane now running intel for that bomber. Interceptor, though, inbound now for Mephi. Can the egg roll still score the hit on the engineer, which is running for its life, and then hangs another left turn, prevents the bomb from dropping, and another interceptor in to help will be enough to shoot that bomber down. So good defensive play there from Mephi. You really don't want to lose your first engineer that comes up to the back here. It can really stifle production of the mechs. It takes quite a while for another one to come in, but he does have a backup one now anyway, coming in on the right. That's one that's been under fire. Just 17 HP remains on that chappie. Nicely done, though, from Mephi. Good work keeping that alive. Couple of Mantis pushing north now from him. This is the first aggression we've seen going northwards from Mephi. Everything has been coming south so far. So the egg roll being much more aggressive. And that kind of shows in the expansion here. 31 to 25. Slightly more mass going into the coffers there for Mephi. He hasn't been so aggressive. So generally that means that the early pressure hasn't actually paid off. Of course, Eggroll won't be concerned by that. He won't be able to see the mass ratios, the damage that's been inflicted. The THAM did manage to pick up that engineer, but it's not going to last too long, and he manages to save that mass extractor with 3 more Mantis coming in there for Mephi. And of course he's still got that engineer at the back that's now working on that hydrocarbon. But meanwhile up top, a few Mantis trying to get a solution on some engineers, but not working there. Battle really losing cohesion now as larger numbers of units start to take hold in different portions of the map. The egg roll managing to contain on this left hand side of the map for the moment. No plays to the side island as yet as we come to the end of the first 6 minutes in this one. The egg roll not working on any more air in any big ways. Actually, it's now working on some interceptors, but the air power for the moment all with Mephi. So apart from that early bomber, not a lot going on for the egg roll air-wise. Another quick attempt at a run by, but some good coverage work from a pursuing Mantis there from Mephi is going to keep that contained. We've now got a land factory over here, which generally goes some way into securing these 4 mechs from the other open starting location. Needs to get a PD really to make sure. Attempted run by from the egg roll, no doubt trying to go for those rear mexes. Mephi trying to head him off with 7 Mantis and a couple of Medusa, but look at this, I've managed to use the mini-map for something useful, so there you go. We're all learning here, including me. In comes a Skyhook with a couple of engineers on board. That is going to be an early pickup for Mephi. Eggroll trying to get a distance build going as well. He's queued up a factory at the top of the ridge there, but early momentum on that corner island is going to be with Mephi for certain. 3 engineers, 3 units of build capacity against 1. You like his chances. Of course, Eggroll's one also not on the actual plateau itself, not going to be able to assist with any further construction. Mephi with his comm moving forward now to the eastern portion of the map. No doubt would like to secure these 3 mexes if possible. This is a lot more of an even layout for Mephi. Units going to the left, ACU going to the right. A lot more aggression coming out from the egg roll, who's sending most of his units and his ACU to the same location. Risky and dangerous at the same time. But we'll see how it pans out for him. Mephi's probably going to have to fall back. Quite a few units in harm's way. The egg roll doesn't yet have access to overcharge, but that energy storage could be coming at any moment. Those of you new to SOPCOM might be thinking, why on earth is this still alive? Well, quite simply because of its stealth. It is not visible to Mephi. It will be now, though, because he takes the opportunity to roll on in and take out that radar. Always good to cut down the intel. That would have come at the perfect time as the egg roll continues to press with his ACU and backup spam. Really could do with overcharge now, although having said that, hasn't really got the energy income to sustain it. It's all well and good having the storage, but if you can't fire it regularly enough and recharge it, then it doesn't do you a whole lot of good. Down goes the mechs, and Mephi continues to fall back. Might lose another one here as well. Taking a quick look at the side island, so we have got a land factory in play now from the egg roll. 1 unit of build capacity on the plateau now as well, but significantly more developed is Mephi's base to the south of it. And Mephi drawing his comm back over. That's going to be enough to dissuade the egg roll from pushing any further. Very much a back and forth game now between the two sides. Wants to prevent egg roll from moving further in on the left, but as soon as he does so, it leaves him vulnerable on the right. Let's take a look at general spam numbers. So we've got 49 FAMs in the vicinity there for the egg roll. How does that compare to Mantis? Well, 36 there for Mephi. We do have T2 in play now for Mephi, as well as T2 in play for the egg roll. Both these guys developing at similar rates. Mephi slightly ahead though in generated mass, 70 to 63. Egg roll going to try and get some PD on the bottom right hand island. More factories being produced. Might have been the first Mephi has seen of the problem on that bottom right hand corner. Don't want to go in there with Mantis. Needs to get some Medusas in play. PD going to be enough to deal with that quite comfortably. I like this cheeky little radar station further down as well. But another play has been made. Very similar tactics in play up here as well. No doubt Mephi, after noticing the issue happening at the bottom right hand corner, decides to run a quick scouting mission up there on the top left island and discovers that other T1 land factory. Probably would have been a better idea to place it right in the corner up there. But that will definitely be a hold at the top left for Mephi. However, the egg roll has a few Zooies out now. Has managed to take down the T1 PD. Down goes the mechs, the radar. Build capacity for Mephi, furiously trying to produce more land factories, but it is now 3 versus 1.5. He will manage to get that other one online, but I'll be surprised if he manages any more. More units being produced all the time. So we could be looking at one side island apiece, which is nice. It keeps the game even. As a confluence of units emerges in the center. Numbers-wise, it looks better for the egg roll, but we have got hoplites in the mix, which are shredding that force at range. Mephi rolling back in with his comm in the center. He doesn't have access to overcharge yet, and neither does the egg roll, so neither of these guys bothering with energy storage yet. Egg roll gonna back up out of there. Sensible stuff as far as I'm concerned. He's also going to get an upgrade on his comm. But territory-wise on the field for the moment seems to be going a little bit better for the egg roll. There's 70 mass apiece right now, so very little to choose between them. Down goes the last land factory down here though, so a few extra mexes could be putting egg roll in front soon enough. Now T1 bombers harassing this body of troops belonging to the egg roll there. One Ilsheva up front isn't going to last too long. Hoplites for Mephi draw back, allow the rhinos and T1 spam to bear the brunt of the attack. And that is an ill-advised decision from the egg roll. He needs to get out of there and save as many as he can. And most of that army torn apart. Now Hoplites bothering egg roll's forward position. Is he going to manage to hold on to that mex? Well, just 60 HP remains on it. Mephi needs to keep those Hoplites moving. Doesn't want to be taking unnecessary Zooey fire. Well, his attention is elsewhere. So that is going to be a minor win for the egg roll. He's going to be able to force those units back and hold on to that position without managing to get his commander involved. Now, what was going on his commander there? He's got the T2 engineering suite, and that's all for the moment. T1 bombers getting shredded as Ioshivas join the party over here on the eastern part of the map. And then all returns to normality. Let's take a quick look at the reclaim figures because we haven't been drawing our attention to that so far. So 11k picked up for Mephi so far, and the egg roll on 9.5. So although he would have got the early mass initially, or at least most of it, there's actually a few wrecks left back in here. But the amount of mass that's been thrown at Mephi has yielded him good results. Lots of engineers in the area scooping that up as we speak. These two guys now jostling for position. T2 air in play there for the egg roll. And we have an upgrade on the T2 HQ, so Mephi going for T3 land. How does that match up? Well, it doesn't. The egg rolls T2 HQ still producing Ilshivas for the moment, so we could have a tech disparity there, but I'm not seeing any T2 air tech there for Mephi either, so both these guys going after different facets of the game. One TAC missile launcher in the center has a missile in the silo ready to go. Of course, as of the moment, it looks like the egg roll's sitting on slightly more mexes. Mephi not able to get his hands on these ones, but the egg roll's still in control of the mirrored mexes on the other side. Waiting for the mass figures to normalize. I'm pretty sure it can't be 96 to 147, really? Well, if it is, I think it's more close to 90 versus 96 or so. There we go, so 94 to 96. That is where we're at once the reclaim figures nullify. So still very little between these two in terms of eco. Band of 4 hoplites just holding the line up here under T1 bomber attack with so many interceptors in the area there for Mephi. Those bombers are going to get shredded. And now an Ilsheva problem at the front door, but Mephi also with a decent troop of rhinos going to hold them at bay. T1 bombers now coming in for Mephi. or just the one. Adding a little bit of extra damage. And that T2 Air Factory on pause. Still the T2 Land Factory producing Ilshivas, so we will have a tech disparity now that we've got trebuchets and bricks on the field. And this should give Mephi a chance to break out here and reclaim a few mechs positions. In comes some trebuchet fire raining down on that band of Ilshivas. Now, how long will it take the egg roll to realize that they're under attack? How many will he lose? Lost one or two already. Another round coming in. Well, they're getting consistently weakened here. That's going to hurt. Oh, he's lucky to hold on to them, although they're not going to be a lot of use in battle now. So heavily weakened. And now he'll be aware that he's facing T3. He's got a lot of Ilshivas. He should be able to take this brick out if he's committed. Down it goes. In come the reinforcements, though, and another brick to boot. He won't want to lose all of his Ilshivas, that's for sure. Under trebuchet fire at the same time. Have we got a reactionary upgrade? Yep, there it is. 10% now on the T2 HQ there for the egg roll. Mephi really needs to push his advantage now, get those T3 units up in play, cause as much damage as he can. A lot of interceptors on the field now for Mephi. Now we've got 5 kills from that TAC missile launcher. I only presume he would have been going after mexes with it. T1 bomber takes down one of the egg roll's radars. Another one coming in to harass the troops up front. And still that trebuchet fire continues to pressure them. But Mephi losing an opportunity here. That T2 HQ now 38%. You can see there from the text in chat. I thought he had T3 land. And Mephi realizes he may well have missed an opportunity. But in comes a strat bomber. So the egg roll, realizing he has to do something with the upgrade that he invested in. Trouble is, there's so many inties in the area. That strat bomber not surviving long enough to cause much damage, but the TAC missile launcher taking out that trebuchet there. And not just for mexes, you can use them on anything. Another TAC missile inbound. No, that was a mobile missile. But yeah, major opportunity cast aside there, as that T3 Land Factory now 75% complete. Egg roll not far off being able to produce Othams to help deal with those bricks. Transport sitting up there at the top. Potential drop inbound at some point. Had a drop already. One brick landed at the rear plateau, has taken down the hydro, and 3 mexes already. Now another T2 mex under pressure. That T2 engineer doesn't want to loiter because it's not going to go well for him. Oh my god, kill the mex. Kill the mex. Thank you. Nothing more stressful than sitting there not being able to do anything when you see stuff like that. Mephi trying desperately to avoid those strap bombs, but manages to do it. So all 4 of the core mechs in that other starting location on the rear plateau down and out. The brick eats another strap bomb. But Meph on the rampage now. 5 bricks up front against a wall of Ilshivas. That's going to go badly for the Ilshivas. Really feel like those bricks need to be falling back. Of course, I'll be a little bit concerned about the strap bomber pressure. And now, having lost those forward bangers, he has got another one coming in. Take a look in a minute to see if Mephi's investing in air tech, but the interceptors getting a little bit ahead of themselves, going after the strap bomber, which they'll never be able to catch. Means that Mephi loses a whole bunch of inties, but he can turn now and attack the Eggroll's T1 Air Force and obliterate it, because that's how many inties he has. Still significantly less potent than they were a moment ago. Still 80 interceptors with an extra one out of fuel there. Spy plane out there for Mephi, so he's reached T3 Air. Definitely going to want to get a few ASFs on call, ready to deal with these strap bombers that are harassing those bricks, doing just enough work to prevent those bricks from strolling into the main base. But now the Eggroll also working on some T3 Air. Mass values fluctuating enormously. Hard to tell what the generated eco of the 2 players is right now, but this time we've got a double drop coming in. 2 bricks on board a Dragonfly. We're going to get one on the rear plateau and one down here. No, they're both going to get dropped off down there. Those 2 mechs is quickly destroyed. I've got to say, the longer this goes on, you really do feel it's playing into Mephi's corner. And in fact, Mephi is going to pick up that other brick and drop him up to the plateau. We've got another 3 T2 mechs potentially under pressure now, as well as a T3 factory, which is now producing Othams. You can hear the sound, the unmistakable sound of those Othams on the front line, and they are forcing Mephi's bricks back. Only 2 left now. All the while, an air battle rages overhead. Engineers hunting for more reclaim. It's going to get them into trouble. Not a good place to be. And we've got TAC missiles being launched from a battery on the north side island there, going out after the T3 factory. And one extra one for good measure, because why not? Just to make sure. And another drop, this time to the southern island. So Mephi really is all about the numeracy of plays right now. He's dropping all over the map. He's TAC missiling. And it's all a little bit too much right now for the Eggroll to deal with. We have got an Ethota queued up just in time to see that one start construction. Question is it too little too late? All of the rear plateau mechs is now down and out. He has managed to rebuild the mechs he's lost down here, but he's only got 2 T2s. The other 2 are T1s. He's lost that T3 factory. Looking pretty sturdy on the eastern front. Nathana's there with the Othams. And the Ilshiva's nasty little combination. Sniper bots in the mix too as well. So excellent unit comp from the egg roll. But he has officially lost that southern island now. Another 4 mechs is under Mephi's control now. Still, by the looks of things, not anything in it in terms of eco. Not really. It looks like it was 177 apiece when the reclaim figures aren't involved. Well, of course, that could have been power fluctuations. 197 to 226 in favor of the egg roll. That's hard to believe. Definitely some work needs to be done on the reclaim counter, or rather the eco counter. Harder and harder to read these days. And another drop, this time from the southern island. 2 more bricks sending up straight over a large defensive set of fortifications that have been queued up there by the egg roll. He's going to ignore that part of the map, go straight to the back. Wants to stop this plateau from being redeveloped. How are we doing on that Ethota? Well, 54,000 hit points of 67,000 complete so far, so not too far to go. If the egg roll can hold on, he'll have a weapon to counterattack with, but those bricks picked up again and moved instead of just being sent in on foot, shot down. Eggroll not happy about the amount of harassment that's coming his way from every corner on this map. I love this little maneuver as well. 3 bangers located on a common air trajectory on this side of the map. Make life difficult for anything going over here. And we have had an attempt, a little bit of a play down there. Eggroll doing another distance build with that land factory. In fact, all the build capacity there for Mephi. Hasn't made any factories for Mephi as yet. But the Ethota online now and storming its way down the western side of the map. And Mephi's got very little. He needs to withdraw his bricks to this side of the map to defend immediately. His com's still just chilling. He's got no static PD, static defense at all, apart from what's sitting up here. That's about to go down. I can't believe what I'm seeing, but I think Mephi has completely missed the threat. He'll have seen it now with the spy planes flying overhead. Eggroll says that this chicken doesn't kill you, it's GG. Well, you know what? It might just. And Mephi, shocked, is now on the move with his ACU, says it is going to kill him. Are the bricks being withdrawn? Now they are, but it's surely too late. They're never going to catch the Ethota. Control K command goes out to all of the build capacity, not wanting to give him any free veterancy at all. Mephi curiously walking back towards the Ethota. He's trying to get in next to this Dragonfly. It's trying to evac the comm. Instead, he moves it off behind the shield, but time is running out. That Ethota bearing down on him. It's going to open up on the transport, and Mephi has got nothing else to evac his comm in the vicinity. And a phase-on beam cannon coming in. That's going to finish him off. Down goes Mephi after 33 minutes, after seemingly being pretty much in control on that one, all because he missed an Ethota being built up there, the first experimental of the game. And Mephi saying, how on earth did he miss it? Essentially, he knew it was coming, but didn't see it being built. He expected it to be coming. Usually it's the Cybran who gets the first experimental out on the map, usually an early Monkey Lord because of their cheap cost, but that is just the way of things. And if you're not up to speed on your scouting any one time, you can be caught out, as Mephi certainly was there. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. A shorter 30-minute game for those of you who like to watch it on your lunch breaks, and released on a Saturday when you probably aren't going to have a work lunch break. So a lot of help there here from Guilecast. You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed it. As I say, more to come from me in the future. But in the meantime, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile signing out.